The 1.5-hour film standard seems to be obsolete in today's world. Our favorite directors are increasingly going over the allotted time for a film, maybe in part because of streaming and the availability of convenient pauses for snacks and toilet breaks. But although several recent films tested us with their over 3-hour running periods, many others had previously produced renowned expansive on-screen epics, some of which even went over 4 hours. Let's go and find out some of the longest films Hollywood ever made. The Irishman, 2019. When he released this movie, which has a running duration of 209 minutes, 3 hours, 29 minutes, Martin Scorsese capitalized on his reputation and trusted viewers to see it. The story recounts the life and times of former hitman Frank Sheeran, Robert De Niro, in post-World War II America and is based on the Charles Brand novel, First Heard You Paint Houses. Gone with the Wind, 1939. This beloved American film, which runs for 238 minutes, 3 hours, 58 minutes, is based on Margaret Mitchell's novel. The epic love tale between Scarlett O'Hara, Vivian Leigh, and Red butler Clark Gable, which is set during the American Civil War, won the Oscars, but it has since come under much greater scrutiny in light of racial issues and slavery. Cleopatra, 1963. The film, which starred Elizabeth Taylor and ran for a massive 248 minutes, 4 hours, 8 minutes, was a spectacle throughout and told the tale of the Egyptian queen who seduced 2 Roman emperors, Mark Antony, the commander of Julius Caesar, Rex Harrison, and the Emperor Julius Caesar, Richard Burton. Once Upon a Time in America, 1984. Sergio Leone's 1984 gangster epic, which originally ran for 251 minutes, 4 hours, 11 minutes, was eventually trimmed to 229 minutes, 3 hours, 49 minutes for European audiences before being released in the United States at 139 minutes, 2 hours, 19 minutes. Lawrence of Arabia, 1962. Based on British Colonel Thomas Edward Lawrence's book, 7 Pillars of Wisdom, David Lean's beloved epic historical drama clocks in at an astonishing 222 minutes, 3 hours, 42 minutes. Magnolia, 1999. With a running time of 188 minutes, 3 hours, 8 minutes, Paul Thomas Anderson's vast cinematic collage of individuals who are connected by their shared quests for love, forgiveness, and purpose and whose paths cross in different ways is a favorite of moviegoers everywhere. War and Peace, 1956. The lengthy movie, which clocks in at 208 minutes, 3 hours, 28 minutes, is based on the similarly long novel by Leo Tolstoy. As Natasha and Andre, Mel Ferrer and Audrey Hepburn are featured. Apocalypse Now, 1979. Inspired by Joseph Conrad's 1899 novel, Heart of Darkness, Francis Ford Coppola's film ended up being 202 minutes, 3 hours, 22 minutes, and tells the story of Captain Willard Martin Sheen, a U.S. Army officer serving in Vietnam and tasked with a mission to assassinate a renegade Special Forces Colonel Marlon Brando. Ben-Hur, 1959. With 212 minutes, 3 hours, 32 minutes, and a running length of Judah Ben-Hur, a Jewish nobleman who is deceived and sold into slavery by a Roman friend but eventually returns home to exact retribution, this cinematic miracle is exceptionally stunning for the period it was made. Since it was the first movie to win 11 Oscars, it was time well spent. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, 2003. Peter Jackson's third and concluding installment of the trilogy, which was infamous for being so long but nonetheless adored, ran for 201 minutes, 3 hours, 21 minutes. As Frodo and Sam approach Mount Doom with the One Ring, Gandalf and Aragorn fight to defend Gondor from Sauron's soldiers. The Godfather, Part 2, 1974. Francis Ford Coppola's epic crime drama, which spans 200 minutes, 3 hours, 20 minutes, is renowned for being one of the few instances in which the sequel was superior than the original movie. It is regarded as one of the best American films of the late 20th century. Spartacus, 1960. A 197-minute, 3 hours, 17 minutes long historical epic directed by Stanley Kubrick, Spartacus Kirk Douglas leads a bloody uprising against Rome together with his fellow slaves. Zack Snyder's Justice League, 2021. What Zack Snyder had in mind until a personal tragedy tore him away from the movie was made clear in the director's cut. The extended edit, which was widely preferred over the 2017 version, is 242 minutes long, 4 hours, 2 minutes, a small variation from the 2-hour theatrical cut. Schindler's List, 1993. With a running time of 195 minutes, 3 hours, 15 minutes, Steven Spielberg's well-known Holocaust film based on the German entrepreneur Oskar Schindler, who is credited with saving the lives of 1,200 Jews during the Holocaust, feels suitable for the topic and was in fact profoundly moving to its spectators. Titanic, 1997. A beautiful high-class girl falls in love with a poor artist in James Cameron's blockbuster Titanic, which runs for 194 minutes, 3 hours, 14 minutes, and fans savor every minute of the tragic story. The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013. Most people are happy that Martin Scorsese's films are so long because they convey amazing stories from beginning to end, like this 180-minute, 3-hour drama about affluent real-life stockbroker Jordan Belfort and his fall from grace. The Green Mile, 1999. The 189-minute fantasy drama, based on Stephen King's 1996 novel of the same name, tells the tale of a guard, Tom Hanks, at Cold Mountain Penitentiary's death row, known as the Green Mile, whose life is changed when he learns one inmate, Michael Clark Duncan, has a mysterious gift. Hamlet, 1996. In this 242-minute, 4 hours, 2 minutes rendition of a famous Shakespeare play, Kenneth Branagh dazzles as both director and star. Despite being set in the 19th century, Hamlet is nonetheless one of the most accurate Shakespeare adaptations ever made. JFK, 1991. Oliver Stone's blockbuster about President John F. Kennedy's assassination and the attorney who leads the investigation clocks in at 189 minutes, 3 hours, 9 minutes. King Kong, 2005. Peter Jackson's ambitious take on the epic monster film runs at 185 minutes, 3 hours, 5 minutes, and follows a greedy filmmaker who assembles a team to find the fabled Skull Island, not knowing what awaits. Malcolm X, 1992. The 202-minute, 3 hours, 22 minutes film directed by Spike Lee and starring Denzel Washington, based on the controversial historical figure's autobiography, was necessary in order to depict Malcolm X's transition from hustler and criminal to Muslim cleric, black separatist, and human rights campaigner. From start to finish, it held my attention. Dances with Wolves, 1990. This film, which runs at 181 minutes, 3 hours, 1 minute, is one of Kevin Costner's most famous works, as he plays a lieutenant traveling to the American frontier to find a military post where he eventually befriends wolves and Lakota Native Americans. The Ten Commandments, 1956. This epic biblical film attempts to cover the sprawling story of Moses, Charlton Heston, from the parting of the Red Sea to speaking to God on Mount Sinai, in just 220 minutes, 3 hours, 40 minutes. The Deer Hunter, 1978. Michael Cimino's war epic is 182 minutes, 3 hours, 2 minutes long and examines how Vietnam War impacts the lives of 3 steelworkers from a small industrial town in Pennsylvania. The Right Stuff, 1983. Philip Kaufman's historical drama about the original Mercury 7, military pilots who were selected to be astronauts for Project Mercury, clocks in at 193 minutes, 3 hours, 13 minutes. It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, 1963. This epic comedy film by Stanley Kramer is 210 minutes, 3 hours, 30 minutes long and tells the story of the race for the $350,000 United States dollars that Smiler Grogan hid after he committed a robbery. After suffering a car crash, he tells 5 strangers who stopped about the money in Santa Rosita State Park under a large W marking, and you can guess the rest. Heaven's Gate, 1980. The scenario of this Michael Cimino Western, which is 219 minutes long, 3 hours, 39 minutes, is based on the Johnson County War at the close of the 19th century. With barely $3.5 million United States dollars in movie office receipts against a $44 million expenditure, it is considered one of the largest box office flops in history. Gods and Generals, 2003. Ronald F. Maxwell, Gettysburg, is no stranger to long films, and this period war drama takes 219 minutes, 3 hours, 39 minutes to explore the early days of the American Civil War through the points of view of 3 men: a former professor, a deeply religious Confederate, and the infamous general. Robert E. Lee, Robert Duvall, who led the Confederate military. The film was criticized for its obvious Confederacy sympathies, though the scale remained impressive. Giant, 1956. James Dean regretfully missed his final movie, which had a running time of 201 minutes, 3 hours, 21 minutes. Since it was favorably appreciated, the director got an Academy Award. It's a visually magnificent story about a family of ranchers in Texas that is still regarded as a masterpiece of American film today. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe for more information. Please do support us.